This video is to show you how to create a Google form. If you're at the purple Google Forms page, that means you've already signed in and chosen forms. When you get here, you'll see a couple of options. You have blank and then some templates you can choose from: worksheet, exit ticket, blank quiz, and assessment. We're going to start with a blank form. Now it takes you to the blank form. First thing, put in a title. Now, you'll see on the right-hand side you have some options. You can add a question, you can add a title or description, you can add an image, a video, or a section. I'm going to add a video, and because we're learning about Google Forms, I'm going to search for a Google Form video. It's really great that it comes straight from YouTube. I'm going to scroll down, find the video that I like. This one will work, and insert it. The three dots here let me choose the alignment, change my video, or remove it. Now I'm going to add some questions. I'd like to collect some data. So I need the name of this person, and based on the question that you type in, it automatically chooses the answer choice that will best fit your question. You can duplicate your questions, you can delete your questions, you can require that your questions be answered. Your three dots again mean more, and here we have some more options. I'm going to add a question. I'm going to say, what color are Google Forms? And again, it's already realizing over here that I'm choosing a multiple choice question. I'm going to say red, yellow, purple, and green. A great feature is that when I come over here by my text that I've typed in, I can choose to add an image. So I'm going to come up here to search, and I'm going to see if I can search for a green square. Perfect. I'm going to choose this one. The great thing about adding an image in your Google Forms is that the results shown are labeled for commercial reuse with modification. This is perfect for working within copyright law. Choose select, and now we've added a green square, and I just realized that it should have been red. So I'm going to delete this and search again. Red. Here we go. Select. And now I have a red square. I'm going to repeat these steps for yellow, purple, and green. Great. Now if I'd like to add a question, I just simply click on the plus sign to add another question. So I'm going to say, what topics are we covering this evening on the webinar? We have forms, slides, draw, all of the above. I'm going to make this question required, and I'm also going to make this question required. So some things about Google Forms that are important to know. The color palette lets you choose the color in the background of your Google form, or you can also click on the image icon and choose an image that you like best. I'm going to click on Other, and I'm going to choose this image for my form. You'll see that it adjusts the background of my form. The eye is preview. When you click on the eye, you can preview what your form will look like for those people that you send it to. What's great about adding images is that it shows an image and it also shows the text. This is great for our lower level elementary kiddos and our ESL kids as well. Pencil lets you go back to edit. Now you'll see that we have the gear. When we click on the gear, that's for settings. We have general settings where we can choose to collect email addresses. We can restrict it to just those in CISD. You can restrict them to one response. You can also allow them to edit and to see a summary. If you click on presentation, you can show a progress bar if you have lots of questions. You can shuffle the question order, so if you're choosing to offer this as an assignment or as a quiz, this may be a great option. You can also show the link if you would like them to be able to submit another response. A great thing here is that you can customize what it says after they've submitted their form to you. Thank you. The greatest thing about part of the updates to Google Forms is the quizzes feature. In the past, you'd have to use add-ons to make your Google form become a quiz. Now Google has made it simple. You can simply click here and say, make this a quiz. It can grade it for you, which means that it'll grade it immediately, or to let you review it. So if you have short answer and paragraph type questions, this will let you go in and review it for yourself. They can see the questions they've missed. They can also see correct answers, those learners who are taking these. They can also see the point values associated with those. But I'm going to leave it as general this evening. And I'm going to save my changes. Before I send it, I'm going to look over here again at my 3 dots. This means more in Google. So I could make a copy, I can move it to trash, I can get a pre-filled link, so if there were certain things that I wanted to have done ahead of time, I could do that. You can print it. You can add collaborators just like you can in Docs, Sheets, and Draw. You can get your script editor, so if you needed embed code, this is where you would find it, and add-ons, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. Now to share our form, simply click on Send, and you can choose how to send it, email, links, or an embed code. It's just that simple. So now, let's see our form go live. We have the title of our form that we put in, title for form. Here's a video that we can click on and watch. We can type in our name. And now we can go through these questions. What color are Google Forms? Well, I know they default to purple. What topics are we covering tonight in the webinar? Forms, slides, draw, all of the above? We're talking about all of the above. And submit. View score, submit another response. So had this been a quiz, this would be a place that the learner who took the form or quiz could click here to see their scores, or they could submit another response. But let's look at some of the data from this. I show 8 responses have been turned in. If I click on these 8 responses, I can get individualized feedback, or I can get a summary. So it looks like I set this up as a score, as a quiz. So here's some insights into it. I didn't set any point value to my quiz. Had I set a point value, I would see the point value distributed here. Here are the names of my participants. What colors are Google Forms? 62% chose purple, 25% chose red, and 12.5% chose green. What topics are we covering in the webinar this evening? 62% chose all of the above. 12.5% chose draw, 12.5% chose slides, and 12.5% chose forms. So this is just one way to see the data that's collected with a Google form. If I click on individual, I can see the response from each individual and what their responses were. Here is the link to the spreadsheet that gets created with each Google form. When you click on the form, or when you click on the spreadsheet icon, you can create a new spreadsheet or you can select an existing one. I'm going to choose a new one. Click Create, and here it takes me to all my data. I get a timestamp of when it was taken, a score had I put a point value in, the name of the person, and their responses for each question.